Chandra from EMC Backup Recovery Systems Division. Our booth's right over there. Please come and visit us afterwards. First of all, let me just ask you, are you familiar with EMC Backup and Recovery, Backup and Archive products? Add more data domain. Raise your hand if you've heard of us, just so I get a feel for, okay, like about half of you. That's good. Well, you're going to come away from this presentation really excited about EMC Backup and Archive products, and you're going to come away with learning that backup and recovery can be sexy. It's a fun product line, and we have a great presentation in store for you. So I'm going to talk to you about some of the challenges in IT today and why the industry is shifting towards convergence and why this creates a challenge for your backup and recovery environments moreover. Then I'm going to talk about the VCE data protection solution to overcome those challenges, and then the EMC technology, Avamar and data domain, that's baked right into the VCE Vblock system to solve these challenges as well. All right, so we've seen this picture before. Here's what's wrong with IT today. We have things in silos right now. We have vertical stovepipes across our IT infrastructure. We have storage, compute, network virtualization, all as separate layers. Even going one step further, we have backup and recovery, not horizontally integrated. If your architecture looks like this, you know that you're spending a lot of money in just maintaining current operations. You're not innovating, you're not putting money into new technology. We need to do something differently. The same is true on the backup and recovery side. At the same time, IT organizations are starting to change, they're starting to respond. Rather than buying their own products and integrating their own solutions, using their own technologies, they're now moving more towards reference architectures and then onward still into the fully integrated solution of a converged virtualized infrastructure like a VCE Vblock. And that's where the Vblock offering comes from. Whatever your need is for your IT architecture, VCE has great products, great solutions that will operate in remote office, branch office, all the way up to your core data center IT needs. And I should also mention, please see your VCE solutions architect at the end of this presentation to get a deeper dive on the specific variations of the VCE Vblock systems family. Now, as far as backup and recovery goes, we know that IT organizations today are moving towards convergence. We know that most people are more than 90% virtualized, and this trend is just continuing. But when we ask people, what are their challenges looking forward in the next 12 months, what do we see? We see improving data backup and recovery is the number 2 IT challenge, and the third is continuing to increase server virtualization. And it's no coincidence because these go hand in hand. As you're virtualizing more and more, as you're setting up more virtual machines in your production environment, you have more data to back up. And if you're setting up your backup jobs on your production environment, eventually you're going to have VM backup proliferation. That's going to impact your primary operations. You need to take your backup jobs away from your production environment and set up proxies and do it differently so you don't impact your underlying IT operations. So that's what we're talking about with the backup and recovery solutions here from EMC that are baked right into the Vblock. Now, at EMC, we like to talk about it holistically in a protection storage architecture view. We don't like to tout an accidental architecture where people bring their own backup depending on whether they're the database admin or a backup administrator or an application owner. We like to make architectures intentional, and that has a 3-pronged structure. Based on a strong protection storage, integrated protection storage, you're consolidating all of your storage pools across those silos we talked about before. We're breaking down those walls. The second prong is this data source integration. So whether it's physical or virtual environments across your application layer, and of course, connecting to your primary storage, that needs to be rolled in there. And then finally, you need a data management layer on top. You can get a single pane of glass monitoring and managing construct on top of your environment. So this is what we're talking about, folks, when we're talking about a strong data storage or protection storage architecture, rather. And you get that within the VCE Vblock, within their data protection solution. And it's based on this foundation of EMC products, of EMC technology. The backup and recovery products that we have in this continuum that I'm going to build out for data protection is our EMC Avamar and EMC data domain system, which I'm going to spend the rest of this presentation talking to you a little bit about. Now, you need this to protect 100% of your customer data, so you can continue to do your nightly full backups and not miss your backup windows. Then if you want more protection on top of that, you'll go for replication with continuous data protection, also powered by EMC's Recover Point. This can be thought of as application data insurance. And then one layer above that, in this continuum of data protection, for a business continuity solution, we recommend the EMC Vblocks. And all of these products are within the VCE data protection solution, all powered by EMC technology. So what do you get when you apply backup and recovery with VCE? Everything's powered by Avamar and data domains. This is this comprehensive backup and recovery solution. You get deduplicated daily full backups, and deduplication is the key, and I'll go into that on the next slide. You also, because you have the choice of Avamar Data Store, the data domain systems as your target, you can optimize your deduplication based on workload or use case. And of course, you have fast and easy one-step recovery built right in. As far as the optimization points and integration points with the Vblock, you have direct cabling into the Vblock system. You don't have to set up a separate backup network, so you don't have the resource contention on your backup network side of things. This allows you to deploy faster with less effort, and VCE takes care of the whole deployment process because they pre-validate, pre-configure, pre-test, deploy it for you. They also act as a single point of support to handle all those cross-vendor management issues should they arrive. So now let's talk about the specific products within backup and recovery in the Vblock, Avamar and data domain. And we like to look at it as really one solution within VCE's data protection. So Avamar data domain, although they're two separate products, you don't need to think of them as two separate products within the VCE solution. So what do you get with EMC Avamar? Well, it's deduplication, software, and system. So it's software and hardware, and with it you get faster backups over your existing network. You can reduce your backups by up to 90%. You're sending less data across the network because of the deduplication technology that we're employing. You utilize 99% less of your network bandwidth. You also use 95% less disk storage, so it really is a cost-effective alternative to tape. It's extremely flexible across the virtual and physical worlds, and whatever your use case, whether you're remote office, branch office, desktop, laptop, NAS, variety of other use cases, Avamar applies to that. And it has high reliability with its redundant array of independent nodes, or RAIN architecture. RAIN is like RAID, which is it's RAID but for servers, essentially. That's what RAIN is. That's for daily recoverability verification and high availability and reliability baked right in. All right, so let's take a look at the deduplication process within Avamar. This is really the key of the technology. It's the enabler behind why we're so much faster than other products. So the first thing we do is we divide data into variable length sub-file segments. We put a unique hashtag identifier next to each segment, and we determine if the data is unique or if it's duplicate. If the data is unique, we send it across. If it's duplicate, we don't send it across. In that way, you never send across the same data twice, because we're backing up only unique data, only change blocks. And of course, we're sending the data across compressed and encrypted, so you can know you can trust it on the other end. Now, the other thing Avamar does great, especially in virtual applications, is protecting your business critical applications. You might have a variety of applications running on your virtual infrastructure, and you'll have virtual machines set up for each one of those applications. Well, you can set up Avamar-specific agents within each virtual machine, and this way you ensure state consistency within each application in the case of hot backup. This provides easy file-level restore across a variety of operating systems, and the best part is there's no charge for Avamar agents because you're only charged for the deduplicated capacity that you consume. We also have tight integration with the VMware vStorage API for data protection, so you can take advantage of VMware image level backup and change block through change block tracking, which is a VMware technology. So here's your virtual machines, and with Avamar, you can do deep duplication across your VMs and within your VMs, and you actually do this by setting up a VM proxy where the Avamar agent lives. It's presented with change blocks from VMware, and then it sends those change blocks to your storage solution to be backed up. So here's what happens with change block tracking backup. You're only sending change blocks, again, across the network. And this really eliminates the amount of backup storage you're going to need, and it reduces your network bandwidth at the same time. And what's great is change block tracking speeds up backup time, but it also speeds up recovery time. So in a standard restore, you might have to drag your entire VMDK image across the network kicking and screaming. That's the old-fashioned way. Well, with Avamar, you're only bringing across the unique pieces needed to reassemble your data on the other end, so you actually speed up your backups 30 times faster than a traditional restore. The other great thing with Avamar software is universal proxy server load balancing. So it's essentially load balancing across all those Avamar proxies that you've set up in your virtual environment, so you don't overtax or underutilize any of them. Avamar's smart enough to do automatic backup job assignment, distributed evenly in a round-robin fashion, again leading to faster backups, 3 times faster than the competitors. And then finally, you can monitor and manage everything through Avamar Administrator. It integrates tightly with VMware vCenter Server here. You can actually browse to VMware vCenter Server from within Avamar Administrator, and Avamar does auto-discovery of virtual machines and groups. You can also monitor all your backup and restore operations that you're currently running and see your VM protection status. And then when you add in data domain on top of Avamar, it just keeps getting better and better. You add more scalable, purpose-built backup appliances on the back end. High-speed deduplication. You're reducing the amount of disk storage that you'll need by 10 to 30 times, again, making it an extremely cost-effective alternative to tape. You have network-efficient replication as well, with a throughput of 31 terabytes an hour, and easy integration with Avamar software through the DD Boost software client. And when you use that, you can take advantage of the client-side deduplication of Avamar, and this speeds your data domain backups by 50% as well. But it's really one solution when you get it with the VCE Vblock system, and it's so easy because VCE assembles it, tests it, configures it, installs it all for you. So what happens when you apply EMC Backup and Recovery to your Vblock? Well, you have the flexibility based on workload or use case to direct backups either to the Avamar data store if you're maybe doing file level backups, or data domain systems if you're doing more of a database backup job. Avamar manages everything holistically. As we mentioned, it manages the backup and restore, the replication, and the maintenance for all systems. And of course, VCE support applies not only to the Vblock system, but also to your backup system. So guys, in conclusion, I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I've shown you that backup and recovery can be challenging, especially in these virtualized environments with VM proliferation taking off. EMC has the technology with our backup and archive products to solve these challenges, and VCE has the solution to solve these challenges as well. So backup and recovery is simple with VCE. Please visit me at our booth right there at EMC, and you can talk with me further about our backup and archive portfolio. I'm happy to answer any questions. You can also follow us on Twitter, and be sure to check out the hands-on labs. We have 2 backup and archive-based labs highlighting some of our latest launch features over there in the EMC demo area. So thanks again, folks.
Thank you so much.